Welcome to the review. We have a quiz tomorrow, Tuesday. It will be 10 questions plus a bonus. They will be remarkably similar to the study guide that you have in front of you, or the practice assessment, or whatever what you want to call it. So if you know how to do these 10 plus the bonus, I even put the bonus on the study guide, which I usually do not do. But if you know how to do these 11 questions, you should be fine for the quiz tomorrow. So here we go. The graph of g of x equals ax squared opens downward and is narrower than the graph of f of x equals x squared. Before we get to the question part of this, what is special about f of x equals x squared?
It's the original value.
It's the origin function.
It's the
parent function.
Parent function, there we go. It's the parent function. And so if you remember the parent function, at the it has a vertex at the origin and it goes up in a very specific and predictable way, right? And so everything that we do with parabola on a graph originates with that function, and all we're going to do is move that thing around the graph, and we're going to compress it, we're going to stretch it, we're going to flip it over, all those things. So what is special about this a value for g of x that relates to what they're asking? Okay, since it opens downward, we know that a has to be negative. And since it is narrower, what does that mean, do you think?
Less than one.
It means it had to be
Okay.
greater than one.
Narrower would be like, it does this right here, right? Okay? So it's a narrower graph, but it's upside down, so it's going to be really like this, okay? So, all right.
It's A.
That means that it is A. Everybody agree? All right, it is A. Because the negative flips it upside down and the 3 stretches it out, makes it narrower. All right. Guys, number 2 is one of those that we have not liked this question, but I left it on there because we need to be okay with it. So we need to do a average rate of change, which requires us to do a couple of steps, but they're all steps that you should be able to do, frankly. So the first thing that I notice is they give us an interval. What in the world? How'd that happen? I don't know. We'll fix it though. So they give us an interval from -2 to +2. And so I need to solve this equation 2 times. Okay, I need to put a -2 in for x and solve the equation and get that ordered pair. And then I need to put +2 in for x, solve the equation, and get that ordered pair. And then what do I do once I have 2 ordered pairs?
You find the slope.
Slope, that's what rate of change means. Rate of change is slope. So we're going to find the average slope between those 2 points. So, solve it the first time. We're going to do 2 times -2 squared plus -2 plus 5. And that's going to be f of -2, right? F of -2 equals this. So all I did was put -2 back into the trinomial equation. So -2 squared is +4 times 2 would be 8 minus 2, because plus a negative would be -2 and then plus 5. So 8 minus 2 plus 5.
5.
11. Okay? So my first ordered pair is -2, comma, 11. Now, I'm going to do my second equation, and I'm going to put a +2 in. So f of +2 equals 2 times +2 squared plus +2 plus 5. So that would be 8 plus 2 plus 5. Eight plus 2 plus 5 is 15. So that equals 15. So my ordered pair is 2, comma, 15. Now how do we find slope?
Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X.
Y2 minus Y1. 15 minus 11 over
2 minus
2 plus 2.
plus.
It would be 2 minus -2, right? So that would be 4 over 4
So it's 1.
equals 1.
So it's C.
So it is C. All right.
C stands for B.
Now, guys, I know that was several steps. That took us like a minute and a half to do one problem. It's okay. None of those steps are hard. They give you the numbers to put in, to put into the equations. You're gonna solve it twice. Find the slope. Maybe even, like, I know you're writing down notes on what I did on that one. Maybe even write those steps down. Step 1, solve the equation twice using the two x values from the interval. Step number 2, find the slope. All right, okay. Everybody good?
Yeah.
All right,
I know this one.
hold on. Don't get too far ahead of me.
I'm like a little kid.
Number 3. Which statements about the graph of functions g of x equals -1/4 x squared and f of x equals x squared are true? Select all that apply. So we're gonna have multiple answers on this one, I feel like. Give me one, Dane. A, g is wider than f. Everybody agree?
Because it compresses
Yeah.
it.
Because it compresses it. That fraction, squishes it down and compresses it, makes it wider. So there we go. A is one of them. All right. Evan. C, F, and G have the same vertex. Everybody agree?
Good job.
Okay, changing the A value does not move the vertex of the parent function. I like it. Okay, C is a good one.
And D.
And D, F, and G have the same axis of symmetry. If F is true, if C is true, then D has to be true, right? And so that is a good one. Okay, even though g of x is upside down compared to f of x, they still have the same axis of symmetry.
Wait,
And
is
what
it-
would the axis of symmetry be, by the way? The y axis, yeah.
I was just gonna ask, is it always true that C and D will be the same answer? Yes or no?
No.
Well, depends on how they're worded. If, in this case, because we're talking about vertex and axis of symmetry, if one's true, the other one has to be true as well. So I don't know if C and D are gonna say those same things tomorrow,
No, not same.
but
I just meant like what if one of them.
Let's
Yeah,
move
if-
on. Number 4.
if they have the same vertex, they have to have the same axis of
I
symmetry.
just meant what if like one of them is here and one of them
Get
is
it.
on this.
Well, then they don't have the same vertex.
Really?
Well, I mean, if,
The vertex
the vertex is that maximum or minimum point. So if they have the same vertex, whoops, that's a really bad graph, they have to have the same axis of symmetry.
I meant if one is going this way and its start point is there, and one is going this way and its start point is right there. Would that be?
Well, you can't have one going sideways.
This is the
Not
key,
in this.
so
Not,
these 2 points are the key. So you can have a vertex, that goes like this, and they still have the same vertex.
Well, yeah, he's
Okay.
talking about this. He's talking about like a sideways one having the same.
Oh, if they don't have we don't do sideways ones
Yeah,
anyway.
that's what I said.
That's not a function. We talked about later in other math classes, we'll talk about those things, but that's not what we're doing right now, because right now we're specifically talking about functions. And that's not a function. Okay. All right. Number 4, over what interval is the function increasing? 0 is involved, but what about 0?
X is less than 0.
X is less than 0. When x
Is it?
is less than 0, the function is increasing. Here you go, Ash.
Oh wait, is that the answer?
The X is, that's the answer. Look at the table of data. When we're less than 0, as x goes up, y is also going up. Once we get to the vertex here at 0, 0, that's the vertex. Once we get here, as x goes up, y is going down.
So it's
So this is a downward facing parabola. That's the y-axis. So for everything less than 0, x is it's increasing. And then once we get here, everything is decreasing. It's going down.
Z.
Okay? So x is less than 0. You're gonna find. So the question is gonna be like this. It's gonna be over what interval is the function increasing or decreasing? It's gonna be one of those two, right? You're gonna find the vertex. Okay, so your graph might not have 0, 0 as a vertex, or your table, but you can find the vertex, right? You can find the point of symmetry when things start going the other direction on the table. And then you're gonna look and see what it's doing. Is it going up this direction or is it going down this direction? You're gonna find the increasing and decreasing part. Draw the picture if you need to, right? You can sketch a little graph and put the pretend points on the graph and see where it's decreasing and increasing. So your symmetry or your vertex is gonna be the key. The x value of the vertex is gonna be, it's either gonna be greater than or less than the x value of the vertex.
If it's going up, it'll be X is greater than.
If they asked for where is this decreasing, we would say this is x is greater than 0. When x is greater than 0, it's decreasing. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. This is your axis of symmetry. It's going up when it goes this direction. It's going down when it goes that direction. What value is this? This is the y-intercept, so it's 0.
So why does it have to, like, why is it always up on the left side? Why can't it be down on the left side?
Well, that's what this graph is doing. It could be, you could have one that's doing this. You got a graph, I graphed what this one would look like.
Oh.
This would be at like -2, when x is -2, then you've got -2, 2, -2, -2, -8, -4, -8 would be over here. So that's what this graph is doing. That's what I'm saying. If you need to draw a picture, just graph these 4 ordered, or these 5 ordered pairs. Make you a little graph and graph them. Then look at where it's increasing or decreasing. All right, goodness.
That one's easy.
I didn't think that one would be the tough one.
2 and 3.
What is the vertex of the graph of the function f of x equals 2, 3? So this one is written in vertex form, 2, 3. And vertex form has that negative. We're always gonna take the opposite sign of the h value there, and then the actual sign of the k value.
How do I do
I don't even know.
Is it that easy?
Yes.
Really?
I'm listening.
Yes.
The numbers will be in the vertex form of the equation. It's the vertex form of the equation. The numbers are in there. You just have to give the right signs.
Oh, yeah. I was looking at
Okay.
C.
That was 5. Number 6. What is the axis of symmetry? Okay, so the vertex would be 3, 5, and the axis of symmetry is always going to be the x value of the vertex, so it's got to be C. It is that easy.
So I know I'm gonna get 2 right.
Yay.
No, I'm gonna mess those.
Which of the following functions has a graph with a vertex that is a translation 5 units horizontal to the right of the vertex of the graph, g of x equals x plus 2 squared plus 2. So we're starting with this. We're starting here, and we're translating that 5 units to the right. Evan. A. Everybody agree?
Yep.
Wait, what?
Subtracting goes right.
Wait, no.
Yes.
So it's-
Yes.
Because this one would be at -2 over here, and
But
this
why
one
is
would
this
be at
starting?
-3 over here, which is 5 to the right.
Oh, it doesn't matter because the negative sign at the start, like it.
Yeah,
flips
but then
that
won't it
sign.
only be at -3?
No, because the +2 would move it left 2, so when it moves it right 2, it'd be 5.
Mr. Fit, it goes from.
Huh?
What Dane is saying is this one has a positive a value, so this one would have this, and this one would be like this. The vertex is still 5 to the right. We're not talking about the shape of the graph or anything else. We're just talking about where the vertex is, the axis of symmetry. So yes, it's gotta be A.
Oh, I got
So this number is what we're looking at. This one is 2 to the left of the, shh. This one is 2 to the left of the y axis. This one is 3 to the right. It's 5 to the right. Okay. So identify the vertex and the y-intercept on number 8. Vertex is easy on this one. What's the vertex?
Negative 3, -3.
-2, -3, but this form of the equation does not automatically show us the y-intercept, so how can I find the y-intercept?
Put 0 in for x.
There you go. All you gotta do is put 0 in for x. So y equals 0 plus 2 squared minus 3.
What?
I put a 0 in for x.
So isn't it 1?
So 2 squared would be 4, 4 minus 3 is 1, y equals 1. So I think when you've done the online stuff, they make you write that as an ordered pair, right?
Yeah.
0, 1. So if you write it that way, that's, yeah, write as an ordered pair, 0, 1.
If we don't write it as an ordered pair, will you still find it right?
Why would you not if I ask you to write it as an ordered pair?
It's not that
Okay, but like,
hard.
I'm just saying, like, I'm gonna forget. Just put it.
Don't forget, write as an ordered pair.
No,
Ow, my finger hurts.
Just write the y-intercept. If you put it as an ordered pair, awesome. If you don't, I'll begrudgingly give you a point. probably. Shh. The graph of H is a translation, 4 units right and 1 down. The graph of f of x equals x squared, write a function h in vertex form. So we have to write the h of x function. H of x equals 4 right would be x minus 4 squared,
Plus,
and then 1 unit down
minus.
minus 1.
Easy as pie.
Just easy.
X minus 4 squared minus 1.
Oh, that's not hard.
If you know what all the parts mean, it's not hard at all. What is the axis of symmetry of the graph of the function? Okay, so here's the one that we get into from the last lesson where you've got to find, you've got to use the standard form of the equation to find the vertex. And takes a couple of steps. They're not hard steps, but we need to remember this, that x equals negative, not 2, negative b over
2a.
2a. You need to remember that. I'm not writing that down on the board. I'm not giving you that equation. If you raise your hand on the last question and say, what was that equation again? Yeah.
Okay, so what's the
So-
b value? The ax? Is that what the b value?
ax squared plus bx plus c. So ax squared plus bx plus c. That is standard form. F of x equals. So put negative 8, x equals negative 8 over 2 times 2. So that's negative 8 over 4, negative 2. Okay? So my x value of the vertex is negative 2. So the axis of symmetry
Is negative.
would be
Negative.
x equals
Well, that's not all that hard.
negative 2. I thought, yeah. Now, if they ask for the vertex for an ordered pair, what would I do now?
Get the
Then
y
you just
value.
put
Y.
that into
Like, put that into the equation.
Put that into the equation and solve for y. So we're gonna do that now because, frankly, I haven't looked at the actual quiz to see if they ask this question or if they ask for the vertex. But if they ask for the vertex, we need to do one more step, right? We need to find f of negative 2. So that would be 2 times negative 2, squared plus 8 times negative 2 minus 5. So that would be 4 times 2 is 8. That would be minus 16. And that would be minus 5. Thank you. Equals. So 8 minus 16 is negative 8, minus 5 is negative 13. Is that right?
You sure?
I think I just messed up.
So then we would have an ordered pair of negative 2, comma, negative 13. That would be the vertex. Okay?
Oh, I messed up. Oh.
So you'll either find the axis of symmetry or the vertex on that one. You need to be able to do both.
Those are bonus questions.
So number 11 will be a bonus question. All right? Everybody good with number 10?
Yes.
Okay, number 11, or the bonus question. So the function h of t, whoops, let me move this over here. The function h of t equals, good grief. Negative 16t squared plus 24t models the height in feet of a kangaroo t seconds after it jumps. What is the maximum height of the jump? So what do we need to find?
Maximum
We
height.
need to find the vertex, right?
Yeah.
And we don't want the x value of the vertex, we want the y value of the vertex. So we're actually gonna have to find the vertex, not just the x value, okay? So, we need to do, let's see, x equals negative b over 2a. All right, so negative 24 over 32, negative 24 over negative 32. So negative 24 over negative 32,
Equals
and that is gonna be
positive.
positive 3/4. 8 goes into 24 3 times, 8 goes into 32 4 times. So
Wait,
already, we're like, oh my gosh,
That's
there's a
the
fraction,
x value.
my head hurts.
Where does it
Right,
come from?
so that's the formula.
That's just the.
That's
formula.
part of the
Oh,
formula.
It's just
The 2 is part of the formula.
Yeah.
Right, so the formula is x equals, negative b over 2a. I keep trying it, negative b over 2a. If you don't have that written down, you should write it down.
Is it
So-
negative 3/4?
Well, no, I was confused
Nope.
because you don't do the squares.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Like,
Not yet, because we just use this formula. We're finding the vertex. We're not using the whole thing yet.
okay.
Now that I know the x value, I need to put that into,
For t.
in for t, right? It's kind of weird that we're switching letters now, but, so we're gonna find h of 3/4. And that equals negative 16, whoops, not over. Got, jumped the gun there. Ouch. 3/4
Is that
squared, negative 16 from the original equation,
Yeah.
plus 24 times 3/4.
I got it.
Okay, so 3/4 squared would be 9/16. So negative 16 times 9/16.
Wait. Oh, what?
3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16.
Okay.
So 3/4 squared is 9/16. You can type this straight into a calculator, it'll help you too. Plus, 24 times 3/4, 4 divided by 4, or 4 divided by 4 is 6, 6 times 3 is 18, so plus 18. 3/4 of 24 is 18.
So negative 9.
Can we just use a calculator on this part?
It's negative
Two.
9.
We're getting there. So the 16 and the 16 here cancel out, so I have negative 9 plus 18, which is 9. So how high does a kangaroo jump?
9.
9 feet.
That's
Or you can just use common sense.
That's the height of his,
That is true. Yeah,
But
he
it's
jumped
funny.
36 feet in the air.
well, if you want all the points, you'll show some more.
They're also all divisible
Oh, I
by
have to
9,
show one.
so it was kind of obvious that it was going to be 9.
It's what? What, Rachel?
Divisible by 9.
Because what?
24 is divisible by 9.
No, I'm talking about the answer.
All right, there's the review.
Yay.
Oh, so you